So when we talk about torts, tort is a civil wrong, understood. Contract also, as I told you, it is a civil wrong, right? There is a contract between two persons. There is a violation of the contract. But then why do we have two different subjects then? Why do we have contracts and then we have law of torts? It is because there are some differences between them, even though both fall under civil wrong. Okay, so what is the difference? We will see that. When we talk about torts, it is what? It is breach of duty which is fixed by law. As in, when we talk about torts, yes, I'm violating my duty. I was not supposed to enter my neighbor's premises, start plucking mangoes and start eating them. I had a duty not to do that, but still I did. But who fixed that duty? It's not something which is fixed by me and my neighbor, but rather it is fixed by law. Right? Law tells me that this is wrong, this is trespass. You should not be entering someone's plot. That means it is a duty which is fixed by law. That is what tort is. Duty is fixed by law. We are violating it. As a result, some person or some group is suffering. When we talk about contract, what is it? There also breach of duty is there. But what kind of duty is it? It is fixed by the contracting party. Yes, we do have a legislation altogether called Indian Contract Act. But when you look inside it, it is not saying that this is what is your duty, this is what the other person's duty. It simply tells this is how you can enter into a contract. This is valid, this is not valid. That much. That means whatever duties we have under a contract, it's discussed and negotiated between the parties and they fix it. So that is the difference. Both are breach of duty. This one is fixed by law. This one is fixed by contracting party. Okay. Then, as I said, compensation. Compensation is also called as damages. All right. So damages is very common for both tort as well as contract. When we talk about damages in case of tort, we do not know what may be the amount of harm that we may suffer. As a result, it is unliquidated, as in it is not prefixed. Yes, we can get damages for negligence, nuisance, trespass and all that. But maximum and minimum limit is not fixed. Okay, it is open. Court will decide depending on the situation, depending on the parties involved. It is called as unliquidated damages. Try to remember it, which means not prefixed. Depending on facts and circumstances, court will fix it. Okay, recently, last year, I guess there was a case where there was a model, okay, she was working for some hair brands, okay, like she was having long hair and stuff. She used to work for all these shampoos and stuff she used to promote. So she was having some interview. Before the interview, she thought that I'll get myself groomed. Okay, she went to a parlor to get a haircut and some hair treatment done. But that was, some issue was there, okay, it was not properly done, some treatment was not proper, so she started suffering some, you know, like scalp issues, this, that and everything. Her hair started falling off and everything happened. She filed a case in the court, I think asking for some 4-5 crores or something, and court gave her 2 crores for a bad haircut and a bad hair treatment. She got 2 crores. Why? Because it ruined her entire profession. Because of that, she went into depression and everything. Why? Because that was what she, you know, like her entire career and everything was based on. That's why we say it is unliquidated, depending on facts and circumstances. If a normal person like you or me go and claim, court might say that, okay, fine, 5,000 rupees compensation you are getting. Because it does not matter, right? Hair would grow again. It does not matter. But because for her it mattered, she got 2 crores compensation. So court says that we do not know tomorrow what might be the amount of loss you may suffer, what may happen. So there is no maximum or minimum limit, because we do not even know who might infringe our rights, right? Who may cause nuisance, trespass and all that stuff. So it's not prefixed. Try to remember this word, very important. Again, we say damage. Damage as in loss, harm, etc. Right? When we add one S, it's not multiple losses or multiple harm, but it means damages as in compensation that is being paid.
Okay.
Okay, that you need to
Okay.
remember. When we talk about contract, mostly what happens, we know who is the other party. I am entering into a contract with you. I know if you violate the contract, what may be the maximum amount of loss I might suffer. Right? So mostly in case of contract, you would see parties decide on a value, that this is how much should be the compensation or this much percentage, because they have an idea if this contract is violated, this might be the amount of loss I will suffer. Mostly in case of contract, damages are prefixed. Parties do mention it, that this is what we are going to compensate each other. Okay, that is again one point of difference.
Ma'am, I didn't understand this point. I'm sorry. In contract, damage are fixed according to terms.
Okay, I'll tell you. Have you heard of bond agreement that people sign
Yes,
while joining a job?
Company, yes, ma'am.
Right. So take for example, there is a person. Okay, take for example, there is a person who is an engineer. He has just completed his BE. He is not having any experience or anything. There is a company who is ready to hire him. But because he do not have any experience, he actually cannot perform any work for the company. So company said that, okay, fine, we are hiring you for 50,000 rupees. Okay, you will be getting 50,000 rupees salary per month. But because you do not have any experience, for the first 1 year, we are going to give you a training. And this training that you will be getting, that is very expensive training. It is 2 lakhs rupees. But you don't need to pay anything. Company will be paying 2 lakhs rupees for your training. And during this 1 year of training, you will be getting your salary also. So 50,000 into 12 plus 2 lakhs. That much amount company is investing
spending on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
After 1 year, after completing the training, what if this person says, I'm resigning this company? Company is going to suffer a lot, right? So mostly they would say you need to sign 3 years bond. That for 3 years, you are not going to resign this company. And if you are doing how much you need to pay, you need to pay 6, 7, 8, might be 9 lakhs rupees you need to pay because of the time we have invested in you, because of the money we have invested. Okay, that is nothing but company knows if by chance this person leaves the company before 3 years, what amount of loss we are going to suffer. 50 into 12, 6 lakhs plus 8 lakhs we are going to suffer. So let us mention 9 lakhs you need to pay. Right? So we mostly have an idea. So most of the times it is fixed. In case of bond agreements, it is fixed. In contracts also most of the time some limit would be there. Okay, that is why it is called as liquidated, but this one is unliquidated damage. Okay.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Clear now.
In tort, duty is bound towards the society at large, but in case of contract, it is to specific person. Like in case of
but one second, 1 second, ma'am. In breach of contract. So what? So imagine we both have a contract now, some contract. In that we can't fix, right? See, example, we will take what's happening between us now. Like, see, I'll pay you money and say that, ma'am, I need tuition classes. So now there is a contract between us. Okay, I'll pay you money and you don't take the classes. But we never had a agreement saying, the contract saying that, ma'am, if you don't take the class, you have to pay me 50,000. We never fixed it. So, but in this case, again, this is, what is this called? Unliquidated also comes in breach of contract, right?
Actually, see, this is not like a formal contract we have. I'm talking about companies which are entering into contract. There you would see like professional contracts that are there, right? There will be a clause relating to compensation, limitation of liability, that only this much I am liable, like that you would say. Obviously, there are so many other informal contracts that we entered into. There no liabilities there. Their court would say that, okay, this is how it happens. But talking about those formal professional contracts, there always you would see that provision will be there, only limitation of liability, compensation, it will be there. They don't want to take that risk.
Okay. Yeah. So this is different type of contract. This comes under formal contract, especially
formal contracts mostly. There you would see kind of provisions. So in case of tort, duty is bound towards the society at large. If I am living in a society, I'm bound not to enter into any random person's property. It's not about just the person having a mango tree, but any person I should not be entering. Right? So it's a duty is bound towards the entire society at large. Entire society is not supposed to enter anyone's property, right? All of us are having a responsibility. When we talk about contract, it's the specific persons. Only if I have entered into some contract with someone, I have an obligation only to that specific person, not to the world at large. Okay, so that is also another difference which we have.
Okay.
Okay, law of tort and the principle of tortious liability are a result of precedent or principles involved in case laws or judicial pronouncement. We don't have a legislation called Indian law of torts or something. We don't have a legislation. All these concepts are developed as a result of different cases coming in. Okay, a case came before the court and court realized that, okay, might be we should have something like this, and an entirely concept developed. Okay, one example is one gas leak case, MC Mehta versus Union of India, wherein Supreme Court developed the concept called absolute liability. You need to pay compensation to those who have suffered loss. Like that, as a result of different cases, different concepts have developed, mostly foreign cases, as a result of which we have got a lot of different concepts. Okay. So it is called as law of tort is not codified. As in, it's not like written in a statute or something, it has developed with time. But contract is a codified law. We have a legislation called Indian Contract Act that tells us about the rules, regulations we need to follow to enter into a valid contract. How contract will be performed, everything is mentioned in this one legislation. In tort, damages may be compensatory or even exemplary damages may also be awarded. But in case of breach of contract, damages is always compensatory. As in, court feels that, okay, fine, you have suffered this much of loss. This is the compensation for you. Okay, that is in case of contract. That this employee is resigning before completing the bond term. This is the compensation you need to pay. This is compensated damage. You compensate the loss that the person has suffered. In case of torts also, we see compensatory damage being provided. Sometimes it is exemplary damages also. That means extra amount is imposed on the person just to make him realize that what you have done is not good. Okay, it might happen that court has imposed 10,000 rupees compensation. And 10,000 rupees is nothing for that person. In that case, he would feel that thing, right? That, okay, I have done something wrong. So in some cases, exemplary damages are also asked by court that this is what you need to pay. Okay, so that the person realizes the mistake. So that also we get to see in a lot of cases as well. Okay, so that is how tort and breach of contract, they both differ, even though they are considered as civil wrongs.
So this last point says, if I'm leaving a company, though there is a contract for 3 years, if I'm leaving before that, as it is mentioned before, only 9 lakh have to pay. So there is no chances of asking for more than 9 lakh. Not more than 9
again,
lakh.
if you are stealing some property from the company, if you have caused them some extra damage, you have misbehaved with someone, it adds up. Yeah, depends on the situation, what you have done actually. Is it that you are simply saying politely that, okay, fine, I'm just terminating the contract, or how are you doing it? Right, that depends.
Okay.
Okay, so this thing you need to remember. Damages means compensation. Damage means the loss suffered. Okay.
Okay.
What is liquidated?
Fixed amount.
Yes. Not liquid, non-liquid, unliquidated. This is not prefixed, but this is
not prefixed. Prefixed. Yeah.
So these are some things that you need to remember. Okay. Also, in between a sentence, if you are writing act in small letter, it means action. That your act, your action. If you want to mention about some act, like if you are mentioning too many times Indian Contract Act, Indian Contract Act, Indian Contract Act, and then you want to say the act. In that case, A should not be small, A should be capital because you are referring to a legislation.
Particular act.
In between a sentence, you need to write it in caps because you are referring to a legislation. So these are three things you need to remember, very important.
Okay.
Okay, is this part clear? Any confusion?
No, I'm cleared, ma'am.
Okay. Hey, before we continue, I wanted to inform you about my live mentorship program for LL.B students or law aspirants. Law subjects and law topics need detailed clarity. We get that with the help of cases, examples and detailed explanation. It's definitely not possible to include everything in these short videos. If you find my videos easy to understand and you are looking for some professional help in preparing for your examination, you can join my live mentorship program. Here you will be getting exam tips, answer writing skills, detailed notes that you can refer for your examination, cases, examples, and in a very easy way topics will be explained. I have live classes going on for a lot of subjects as of now. To know more about it, you can drop me a message on this WhatsApp number. I'm also helping a lot of students in writing their assignments. If you need any such help or for any queries, any suggestions, you can drop me a message on this WhatsApp number. And now let's continue with our video.